You won't win the electorate, but not in his bed. Here's what you gotta do. Pick up the phone. I'm always home. Call me anytime. Just ring 445-5879. Hey, I lead a life of crime. Dirty votes, dirt cheap. Dirty votes, dirt cheap. Dirty votes, dirt cheap. Dirty votes in the dirt cheap. Dirty votes in the dirt cheap. You got problems with the love is love. You got a broken heart. There's double D.
Good evening. Well, I'm happy to say that I decided to make this a doubleheader tonight. So we are going to do Senate Primer number 3. That will be Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, Minnesota, and Montana. Just oh so exciting. All the M states, with the exception of Mississippi, which would have been in primer number 1, as they had an early primary. So for those that aren't familiar with the Senate primer, I go through every Senate seat that is up for grabs. I do the major and minor candidates, and I usually avoid the write-in candidates, but hey, what can I say? If you're going to write somebody in, that's on your own dime. So, we will get into it without much further ado. And yes, it is I, the Bleach Demon. So, let's go, unfortunately, alphabetically. First, to Maryland, where having a driver's license is a license to kill. So, Larry Hogan, Republican, went to Florida State University, is a business owner. However, he was a governor of Maryland from 2015 to 2023. 2-term. So, he's been in politics for a little while. He was a cabinet secretary for, I think it was Elric, governor of Maryland for a while, and then had some other nonprofit involvements and whatnot. All right, so let's dig into his campaign website. Oh, wow, it's flashy. Isn't that fun? All right. Well, boilerplate, yes, he's playing up the old Maryland state flag, which is based off of Lord Maryland. All that fun stuff. So, let's meet Larry Hogan. Completely fed up with politics as usual, says Larry Hogan, even though he's been a long-term politician. He's not a career politician. Okay, I mean, he's been one long enough. I think is considered a career. But maybe I'm just a little jaded. Who knows? All right. Interesting. A little OBS fun. A little glitch. All right, so in office, Governor Hogan quickly became an example of leadership for the nation. Okay. Bipartisan common sense solutions of what? He doesn't exactly say. Let's see, he cut taxes for 8 years in a row. Tax cuts in the state's history. That's not saying much, to be honest. And then, let's see, restored peace and order to Baltimore City during the riots in 2015. I mean, it's Baltimore. It's Baltimore's going to Baltimore. I just can't emphasize that enough. Let's see. Economic success, bipartisan. So, Nothing big there. Let's see, I think he's a cancer survivor, so at least he's had some actual hardships. And why he's running. Alright. Yada, yada, yada. Finding common good. Okay, this isn't the kind of thing I like to go through for their issues and whatnot. Let's see. Fixing broken politics, honoring and serving veterans. Security, public safety, take repeat criminals off the street, get guns out of the hand of violent criminals and the mentally ill, so somebody who can actually drive according to the state of Maryland. Respect and refund police and law enforcement, let law enforcement do their jobs, hold prosecutions, stop reckless DC politics. That's probably referencing many things, but the funniest one is the rats that they decided that you couldn't separate their families. So, yeah, dismantle drug trafficking cartels, yada, yada, yada. Peace through strength, secure the border, making Maryland more affordable. So you're going to shut down Washington, D.C. That's about the only way. Out of control healthcare costs, relief for seniors and inflation, Medicare Advantage cuts, yada, yada, yada. Repeal SALT cap tax. State and local tax deduction. Relief for small businesses, reduce taxes, provide stability, cut excessive red tapes. Fixing crumbling infrastructure. Yeah, that's definitely a big deal for Maryland. Basically, you have to cross a bridge somewhere in Maryland to get into it or out of it, depending on what part of the state you're in. World-class education, pathways to the American dream, college degree requirements. Okay, so this isn't Dream Act. This is hiring practices. Okay, another individual about apprenticeship. That's good. All right. And let's see. News, get involved. Record on reproductive rights. Oh, that's interesting. He's kept his word. Support legislation that makes Roe the law of the land in every state. So every woman can get to go the whole Moloch route. So that's, yeah, not shocking. No, Besic, they're getting rid of the FBI. They're talking domestically. All right. And greetings, sir. Happy you could drop in. So we have Angela Also Brooks of Maryland. Let's see what the hell she's actually done. Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. George County Executive. Okay, Prince George County. And then was also Brooks also was the attorney. Pun tragically intended. Economic, yada, yada, yada. Nothing really interesting. I prefer when they kind of populate this section where you can kind of get a brief read on their education and employment. I thought I closed you. I guess if you sit on a page long enough, they think you still really want to donate. Lifelong Marylander, Prince George County, Angela taught young age, care for her neighbors and give back to her community. Okay. Not really much about her. Let's meet Angela. County Executive, former state's attorney, Prince George County. Prince George County's first full-time domestic violence prosecutor. That's interesting. Let's see. Worked as the county's top law enforcement officer, stood up for families, taking on some of Maryland's worst criminals, so they're drivers, while treating victims of the accused dignity and respect. Yada, yada, yada. So, single mother, raising her own daughter. Enough said about that. Priorities. Yeah, I know. Oh, hey, Measure. How are you doing? No, it's not beating them up. It's just driving them around. Let's see. So, also Brooks has stances on abortion, education, healthcare, protecting the Chesapeake Bay. Fair enough. I mean, they've got a massive crabbing industry, which is kind of their whole shtick. Agriculture, equality, immigration, public safety and justice reform, the economy, climate change, gun safety, national foreign policy, seniors and veterans. Oh, let's see what our democracy is about. Yep, here we go. Angela has observed with deep concern an all-out assault by MAGA Republican policies on democracy primarily. See, this is what happens when I get too whizzed up after a good dinner. Led by the Republican under the leadership of the evil Orange Man, she points to efforts have been made to make it harder for people to vote, undermine elections, and even encourage an armed insurrection. Yep. It's especial, that's for damn sure. All right. So, let's pick one more just for giggles. Angela has personally witnessed the devastating effects of gun violence and the immense pain and destruction that inflicts the community. You know, Bezic, if I had an answer to your question about allowing women into politics, I think I would probably make millions of dollars or be locked away in an asylum. Let's see. Tragic loss of too many children, frustrated by lack of action from Washington. Let's see. Implementing universal background check, already done. Closing the gun show loophole, doesn't exist in Maryland. Banning military-style weapons like AR-15s. So she's racist against black guns. Got it. Bump stocks, yada, yada, yada. So, typical leftist Democrat crap. But let's go look at the store and see how much cringe, because that's always fun. Oh, look. Yeah, there you go. You get your Pride logo pin. I mean, Measure, if you knew how people in Maryland drive, honestly, it might be an improvement. Measure, go look up Baltimore and just do like a street view on Google. That will tell you really quick. It's a special place, especially once you get in like Dundalk. One of us fights for us. What kind of stupid phrase is that? It's like joy. Sorry, it just makes no sense. All right. Goodbye, Angela Brooks of Maryland. And let's look at Mike Scott, Libertarian Party candidate for Maryland. Let's see. Born in Chicago, Air Force, 90 to 2012, bachelor's degree, Nebraska, graduate from Central Michigan, being self-employed, served at the Pentagon twice, yada, yada, yada. So, a man who has actually done something. Major, if you've seen one zombie apocalypse, you've seen them all. Yes, but unfortunately, the virus in Maryland is more of a behind the steering wheel kind. You get licensed for that. All right. Mike Scott. Again, what is with all these politicians and having their, like, I've got this little bit of footage of me wandering around. I do not like that sort of thing with a web page. All right, get to know. Oh, what? What? Wow. Okay, this is just, well, it's libertarians. What can I say? All right, let's. I was waiting for him to, like, show up and hold pills in his hands and, like, one of them be yellow. Let's see. I intend to serve the public. My first bills will introduce term limits, BRAC, and in the Fed. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Wow. This is nice and thin, too. So he's a realtor, Office of Government Ethics, and aspiring politician. Government consultant for UAE. Naval Fleet Cyber Command. Okay, that's an actual legit job. Okay, so that's not really much of anything. Let's see. Healthcare, education, equality and equity, economy and environment. Platform. Bigotry is repugnant. Taxation is theft. Reproductive decisions are health decisions. In the drug war and follow the Constitution. Okay, I've got a. Good Lord, this thing is broken and janky too. All right. Equity and equality. It's impossible to guarantee equality of outcome if we can't advocate for equity of opportunity. This becomes the American dream realized, where people living in poverty and survival aren't free to create and overcome. Missing generations of geniuses who turn their attention not to solving man problem, but surviving horrific conditions. Baltimore. Yes. Yep. I mean, this guy really is not anyone I've considered a libertarian. And anything else? Wow. All right. So, anarchist, socialist, libertarian type. All righty. So this moves us to Massachusetts and everyone's favorite Sacagawea wannabe, Elizabeth Warren, incumbent. Grew up in Oklahoma with her high cheekbones. Graduated high school at 15. So did my grandmother, so big deal. Bachelor's in speech pathology from University of Houston. Earned her Juris Doctorate from Rutgers Law, University of Houston. 90s Bankruptcy National Review Commission, changing from Republican to Democrat. So, and she has been a senator since 2013. And, yeah. There you go. There's her career. Attended Georgetown, graduated, yada, yada, yada. Law professor at, with her high cheekbones. and I don't know if I'd call her fruit bat. It's more like a fruit fly. You know, Bezic, if I knew why libertarian politicians were retarded, I think I would have like a winning formula to actually win an election. But that's just me. All right. Let's check out old White Awatha. Big, bold action now! I hope it has a picture of her trying to drink beer can again. Grew up on the ragged edge of the middle class. Dropped out of college to get married, but got a second chance at public college that cost 50 cents a $50 a semester. 50 cents, $50, whatever. Inflation, you know. She fought to create the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to protect people from getting tricked and scammed by big banks and corporations. But everybody's getting scammed by somebody bigger. Ragged edge of the middle class. I guess this is the new thing. Don't care. Okay, congratulations for actually being married, I guess. Making change. Yes. And you know, this is something interesting. I noticed that she doesn't have a a issues page for, and again, I'm going by campaign websites only. I mean, yes, they tried so hard to seem relatable. Someone needs to hand them How to Human manual. It is very much kind of that To Serve Man episode of The Twilight Zone. It's like, man, you know, if only we could translate what you mean. So, plans. All right. See, this is how bad this crap is when you have to go digging through to find out, you know, what they actually are standing on. That doesn't tell you much good about them. Let's see. From where I'm sitting on the edge of the middle class, might as well be millionaires. So yeah, exactly. End Washington corruption and fix our democracy. Oh boy. Make the rich pay their fair share, fight climate change, build a green economy, fix broken healthcare system, ensure racial and economic justice and opportunity for all. Yeah. Raise wages, create more American jobs so illegals can take them. Hold big corporations accountable. Build financial security for everyone. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, why? All right, I'm going to jump to... Wow. That's a lot of crap. She's got a lot of interns to pay, apparently. Bezic, they're standing on the bodies of millions that they sent to their stupid wars. Yeah. Let's see. Improving military housing. Oh boy. All right, that's a lot of boilerplate. I'm only investing about 2 hours into this and every summation. So I'm not going to go in and do everything. But here we go. Get rid of the Electoral College. Bum, bum, bum. This tells you everything you need to know. I mean, Measure, you forgot point number 6, communism. that you're right on everything else. Let's see. What? Everyone's vote should count equally in every election, no matter where they live. But right now, candidates don't even go to places like Mississippi, where I was last night, because it's a deep red state. Might want to check that. They don't go to deep blue states like California or Massachusetts, because they're not battlegrounds. Yeah. I just don't... Anybody that says they want to end the Electoral College should be just removed from office. All right. Oh, one last stop on the Elizabeth Warren cringe. It's, of course, the... No, let's go view all. Let's see what you can buy. Let's see. Their democracy, TM, doesn't include flyover states or working people who build things and grow food. Exactly. They just think they can get the illegal immigrants to go do it. So, wow. Buy a Tax the Rich t-shirt. Billionaire tears. Yeah. What a wait. $28 for a mug? Wow. Wow. All right. So, actually, you know what? There's one thing I wanted to go back to on her before we get into John Deaton. And that was... Yeah. Here's her net worth. Almost $7 million. Right here, 2012, $7 million. So you know that's gone up. See, this is why she wants to tax billionaires, not millionaires. So, anyway. Slavery 2.0, where the slaves pay to come to America and don't have to be given health care. Yeah, and they scatter like cockroaches every time that the INS shows up because they're afraid of getting deported. But no, don't worry about it. Democrats will protect you there, Toby. All right. Yeah, exactly like Bernie. John Deaton. All right. Marine Corps from 95 to 2002. Highland Park High School, don't care. New England law. So he's been an attorney and business owner. And doesn't seem to have any previous offices. It's a good thing. All right. Let's meet John Deaton. Father, cancer survivor, Marine veteran, trial lawyer. All right, well, he's already done more than Elizabeth Warren. Wow, it took me to a whole nother stinking page. All right. Marine veteran, yada, yada, yada. Let's see. Yep. I'm not seeing him being on the ragged edge of being middle class. Let's see. John's youth was marked by violence, physical and sexual abuse, and survival first mentality. After being held at gunpoint on his very first day at high school, became a dropout like his siblings before him. Found a small Catholic school, greatly discounted his tuition, yada, yada, yada. Well, that's good. Although I am kind of... Father, yep. He was one of 6 siblings born to one mother and 4 different fathers. Fathers were rarely in the picture, despite the challenges of poverty and abuse. Mother-led, held, yada, yada, yada. But, see, it's like physical and sexual abuse. That all gets back to what we always talk about when it comes to single mothers with lots of rotating men in the lives. Bothers me deeply. Let's see. Dropped out. Went to Eastern Michigan, magna cum laude. Good for him. New England Law School. Also graduated cum laude. Talks about his time in the service. Fights for victims. Let's see. He was an asbestos lawyer. If you haven't seen the American commercials about asbestos, go look them up. They're a treat in a bizarre, strange way. All right, let's see. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, protect payment, food stamp warrior. Okay, yep. Cryptocurrency with the SEC. Filed a lawsuit that would ban the largest cryptocurrency XRP from wiping out both large and small investors. Okay. All right. So you've got an idea. He's for someone from Massachusetts, seems fairly well grounded. Let's take a look at his issues. Or the issues that he had. I should do just like a Senate candidate meme dive after I do all the primers as a separate stream. All right. So he's on about immigration, childcare, healthcare, transparency, Israel, term limits, inflation and debt, education, alphabet rights, because it's Massachusetts, you kind of have to be. Energy, Ukraine, opioid addiction, abortion, poverty, social security, veterans, and China. Ooh. All right, I'm going to take a... Let's see. Yep. Woman's right to choose between herself and the doctor. Yada, yada, yada. I would support a federal law overturning Dobbs. So, there you go. But you have to remember, Massachusetts. I'm curious about the China thing. For over 2 decades, politicians in both parties have let China run amok on the global stage. The Chi-Coms steal intellectual property, manipulates their currency, undercut American workers, exporting fentanyl to the southern border. Major carbon emitter. Okay, yep. China seeks to expand its geopolitical influence across Middle East, Africa, and Europe. Counter the growing threat of the Chi-Coms. We need to pursue a pro-growth economic policy at home. Make America more competitive. Okay, so he's a onshoring kind of guy. And supporter of term limits. Let's see. Dominated by career politicians like Lizzie Warren. So, yeah, but he doesn't really lay out a plan. So nice empty. In primer number 2, there was a fellow that had more concrete plans. And let's look at the cringe store. All right. Well, none of that is cringe by comparison. I still like the onesie for a very pro-abortion candidate. So that's Massachusetts, and that takes us on to Michigan, the mitten state. All right, so let's see. Went to Adrian College, was in the U.S. Army from 85 to 89, was an FBI special agent. Oh, there's a meme in there somewhere. Let's see, he was a member of the House. planned on joining Cumulus Talk Radio. So he wanted to be an on-air personality, much like yours truly. Just probably without the silky voice that makes women swoon. All right. Yep, nope. All right, let's delve into... Mike is ready to serve with showing us pictures of Michigan. All right. Oh, crumbling economy, communism, communist China, rising crime. Okay, let's take a look at Meet Mike. Born in Livingston County. Yada, yada, yada. Seeing corrupt activity firsthand, knew that people of character were required to step up and serve. Mike's idea of public service has always been to serve others and not yourself. Measure. Now, you could probably make chicks go weak in the knees. They'd probably be fatties, though. Sometimes you may have to make concessions. Hopefully not for very long, though. Let's see. Let's see. As a state senator, Mike worked to help state families stay together and succeed. 529 college savings program. Okay, yeah. Oh. Let's see. Reduced burdensome regulations that were harming our small businesses and worked with law enforcement to give them tools they need to take down child predators. Well, so he's anti-nonce. That's good. That's very good. Let's see. House Energy. Happily married to Christie. Let's see. Oh, yeah. She served in Iraq as a liaison between the DOD and secured borders with CBP. Or CPB. ICE. All right. So, trying to see if there's anything... Fought Chinese efforts to steal American intellectual property. This auto industry and whatnot. All right, let's take a look at his issues. Michiganders are paying $1,000 more a month for basic necessities. A strong America is the only way. Have to end the Biden border crisis. Good alliteration there. Well, consonants. Time to restore law and order. And that's all of his issues. All right, family of service. I usually don't dive into stuff like this, but all right. Not a whole lot. So let's take a look at his merch store. And golf balls, caps. So nothing super cringe or weird. That's always a relief. All right, so that's Mike Rogers. Now we have Alyssa Slotkin. You know, there's so many jokes to be made about that name. I'm not going to, but maybe I already did. Let's see. Born in New York, so fuck New York. Earned bachelor's degree in rural sociology from Cornell and master's degree in international affairs from Columbia. Middle East analyst with the CIA. So, Bezic, that gets back to your point. Director for Iraq with National Security Council. Oh, that's with the CIA. Middle East transition. Office of the Undersecretary of Defense Policy. So she glows. She glows a lot. Let's see. And she is currently in the House. Let's see. Anything else interesting? Yeah, her profession is government administration. Let's see. Did you imagine a U? Not so much. All right, let's see what old Alyssa Slot can become. Grassroots campaign donor. No. Watch our first ad. No, thank you. What is this Neo-Pennsylvania Dutch bullshit? Alright, let's meet Alyssa, as apparently we have to. Third generation Michigander, shaped by her family farm in Holly, Michigan. Started with her great-grandfather. He immigrated to the United States, achieved his American dream by finding the family meat business, the Slotkin Meats. No. We have enough me. We don't need you. It's High Grade Foods, which was established in Detroit. Number of food staples beloved by Michiganders. Ballpark Franks, overpriced crap. Tiger Stadium, good place. Let's see. Work hard, yada, yada, yada. Serving the country she loved. Happened to be in New York on September 11th. And wanted to go into national security to protect our homeland. Recruited into the CIA to be a Middle East analyst. Within a year, she was sent on 3 tours in Iraq with the U.S. military. Her time in a combat zone led to her national security roles at the White House. She worked as a civil servant for whoever was commander-in-chief. Worked for Bush. Worked for Obama. Let's see. Helped negotiate some of the Pentagon's most sensitive national security matters. From the U.S. fight to from the fight to ISIS to the U.S. response to Russian aggression. Let's see. Okay, her mother died of ovarian cancer. Struggled to afford health care. Has an early breast cancer. That's tragic, but that just means you're not going to be objective. Spent time in Congress working for issues, bringing down the skyrocketing cost of prescription drugs, bringing critical supply chains back to the U.S. Okay, so you should not be of the political agenda that you are. And let's see. Keeping communities and kids safe, making things in America, expanding the middle class. Now, I'm willing to bet you'll see more of this making things in America with a lot more of the Midwestern Democrats because they need the union vote. Yeah, there we go. Supporting labor. Threat of China connected vehicles. So, but this is the fun one. Alyssa believes in America's democracy is the ultimate kitchen table issue because every other issue depends on a vibrant and resilient democracy. Defending the expanding voting rights, civil rights, alphabet rights, women's rights, and yeah, so whoop-de-doo. In order to preserve our democracy, we must also reform very political system which we elect our leaders. That sounds like someone who wants to get rid of the Electoral College. All right. Let's see. Opportunity. So that was... Yeah, that's priorities. Opportunity. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Title I resources to schools, federal dollars spent equitably. Sure, fair, transparent policing. So, reform of the filibuster. Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff you got to really pick up on. Which is critical to give issues like voting rights an up or down vote in the U.S. Senate. Yeah, that you always got to look out for that sort of thing. And let's take a look at the shop. Let's see what kind of slotkin slop you can get. All right, let's view all apparel. Opa! Okay, so she's really leaning into that. Slotkin for Senate. Yeah. All right, come on, Medger. Are you really that shocked? And let's see. Choices on the ballot, that's cringe. Fake baseball cards, that's cringe. Yeah. Team Slotkin. I will give credit where credit's due. At least it's catchier than some of the other crap, and it's not all like pride flags and rainbow crap. So there's that. All right. So that is Alyssa Slotkin for Senate in Michigan. Up next, the Green Party, Douglas Marsh. Traverse City, bachelor's from University in Michigan, career experience as a journalist, educator, firefighter, landscaper, ski patroller, and coal passer. Okay. That's an interesting set of commentaries. Coal passer. There is a footnote somewhere in here as to what on God's green earth a coal passer is. Oh. Information submitted to Ballotpedia. All right. Yeah. All right. It's a rabbit hole I want to go down, but I'm not going to drag down my my stream for a coal passer. Oh, wow. If this was the first thing you saw on a campaign website, a blurry photograph of the Green Party member wanting your vote, normal guy, unconnected to billionaires or the CIA. I mean, he's not wrong, but I'm a community journalist who drives an old rickety Subaru. I made this website myself, and it shows, on a Sunday afternoon. Callum, I queued that face up just for you. Sick care, housing market reforms, clean water. Thank you, Measure. Coal passer. One who brings coal from a ship's bunkers to furnaces and removes ashes. Things I did not know. It's actually kind of a fascinating title. Let's see. Sick care. Housing market reforms. Every U.S. citizen should have access to stable, affordable housing. Private equity companies should not own residential property. Rental rates should be tied to an area's prevailing wage, and leases awarded on basis as needed. Short-term rentals, in particular, must be regulated. So this is vacation rentals. Let's see. Ensure housing is available in our communities for people who run the communities, cashiers, cleaners, yada, yada, yada. It does sound like he worked on the Titanic or one of the lake boats that, like the Edmund Fitzgerald. Clean water, ceasefire. United States of America should use every economic and diplomatic leverage to permanent ceasefire in Gaza and Ukraine. I mean, compared to Slotkin, he's at least less cringe. But, yeah, there you go. Slotkin for, not Slotkin, Marsh for Michigan. All right. Moving on to the Cringertarian Party. Joseph Solis Mullen, Libertarian Party. Let's see. Bachelor's degree, Spring Arbor, Michigan. Graduate degrees from University of Michigan, Missouri, and Illinois. Author of The Fake China, Threat and Its Very Real Danger, and The National Debt and You. So, no current employment listed. Let's see. All right. Let's take a look at Joseph Solis Mullen's campaign. Together we can end war. So, let's do about author of Fake China Threat and Its Very Real Danger, Joseph Solis Mullen is a political scientist, economist, and a Ralph Rocchio Fellow at the Libertarian Institute. Okay, Ludwig Mises Institute Quarterly of the Austrian Economics, Libertarian Institute, Libertarian Studies, Journal of the American Revolution, antiwar.com. And he's a lifelong Michigander, husband of father of 5. Good for him. At least he's not impotent. He's no chicken farmer. Needs to learn how to use a comb. Issues. All right. Foreign policy, manipulation, spying, and secrecy, inflation, spending, and the untouchable entitlements, business and government monopolies. Hey, Timmy Bobson. Well, you can try, but those kind of people will sneak in and do a guerrilla podcast from time to time, like right now. All right. So, let's take a look at foreign policy here for a little bit. Every foreign threat we know is caused by our government's meddling overseas. It makes us less safe, less free, and much poorer. Also makes us the target of our own government, which concocts endless programs to fix the messes it created by previous policies. We are lucky to be surrounded by 2 huge oceans with Canada and Mexico as neighbors. We would be just fine if we stopped meddling abroad. Instead, our politicians engaged in one war after another, often to enrich influential companies that donate to their campaigns or reward their Okay. With that, I've never run into that word. And sinecures? Whatever. I'm not going to say I'm the smartest tool in the shed, but that's one of those $10 words to be like, yes, you're going to get paid when you leave office. It's like, yes, thank you, Solus Mullen. This has created dozens of enemies, which led to blowback terrorism, endless spying by our own government, and financial bankruptcy. So, there you go. That is Solus Mullen. And he doesn't have a merch store, so we get to avoid more cringe. Yay. All right. Now we have Doug Dern of the Natural Law Party. All right. That's a new one. Let's see. Career experience includes working as an attorney, undergraduate degree from Oklahoma University, Juris Doctorate from Thomas Cooley Law School in 2002. All right, let's take a look at the campaign website. Okay, it can't just be me, but there's something about people from Michigan who really like to put gigantic faces on everything. All right. I really don't know if this guy's MGTOW or not, but definitely has the physiognomy for it. Natural Law Party stands for a stronger America, organic farming, responsible gun use, elimination of unwanted pregnancies, world peace through better dialogue of world leaders, better health through less chemicals in food, flat tax, and traditional American values. Medger, if you could figure it out, you should build websites for these guys. Doug Dern is an attorney in Michigan for the last 22 years. Strong advocate for multi-party system. Believes Democrats and Republicans are the same. Neither wants to admit it, but a vote for either is a vote for the same thing. And yeah, that's that. Measure. I mean, hire a photographer or wipe the camera on your iPhone, people. Get someone to stand more than 18 inches away at least. Yeah, it's out of focus, blurry. It's like somebody put Vaseline all over the camera lens to get the soft glow effect. All right, that's Doug Dern for Senate in Michigan. And now we have David Stein, U.S. Taxpayer Party in Michigan. I have not prejudged all of the images, but we shall see what happens when we go to his campaign website. Let's see. No bio on David Stein. Yes, Bezic, I do remember the right-wing thoughts that got that photographer after him. Yeah, that was special. All right. Oh, hey, look. The U.S. Taxpayer Party could actually have a second person hold the camera and take a picture. All right. So, first and foremost, follow God's example and teachings, work to reduce or eliminate all deviations from our original Constitution, full right to the people, constitutional republic, good man, not a democracy, run by bureaucrats, provide legislation that requires proper legal citizenship to obtain driver's license. That is a big problem in lots of states. Provide that more government is not only a waste of taxpayer money, but also out of control, infringe upon our rights, Patriot Act. Yeah, all right. About me, dedicated blue-collar American. Model railroading is one of his hobbies. Let's see. Have several trade school certificates, mainly self-educated and continuing. Always continued my education, even study common law and constitutional law. Before I thought of running for Senate, worked in many fields. One of the things I've always spoken about and investigated is wrongdoings of an overinflated national, state, and local governments that stack unconstitutional rules and have become so twisted and corrupt, I devote part of my life to learning about these exact subjects. Let's see. Not interested in becoming a millionaire, as many politicians have done with their platforms. Interested in helping people save this country from fascists, a one-world government appointed by themselves and not the people, who are hell-bent on destroying our freedom and way of life by pretending that they do what the people want in speeches and not legally introducing legislation that backs the people's voice. All right. And, yep, all right. I already looked at his platform in brief. So, to restore the original intent of our free press honorably with dignity and honesty rather than used as attack and gossip force that mimics entertainment of the tabloids. Now, Medger, you did miss out on a fantastic episode. All right. So I think that will wrap us up for the state of Michigan. Now to Minnesota. Yeah. Amy Klobuchar grew up in Minnesota, graduating magna cum laude from Yale, received her Juris Doctorate from Chicago Law School. She interned for Vice President Walter Mondale. This was under Jimmy Carter and his peanuts. Klobuchar was attorney at various law firms. Who cares? Elected county attorney with 50.4% of the vote and re-elected with no opposition. 2006, her first Senate term, 58% of the vote, 60 in 2012, yada, 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 yada. So, let's see, anything else? Profession, attorney. No, it should be politician. Well, I mean, as old Jimmy the Rabbit fighter is about as excited to vote for Kamala as he knows how to be. All right. Let's take a look at Amy Klobuchar. This is almost as bad as the Michigan photos. All right. About guided by values I learned growing up in Minnesota. Granddaughter of an iron ore farmer, don't you know? Daughter of a teacher and newspaperman. Oh, you betcha. First woman elected to the United States Senate from her state. Yeah. This is an odd phrase. Listen to this. Amy got involved in politics after the birth of her and her husband John's daughter. I mean, I would hope that it's her husband's daughter. That's a weird phrase. All right. That's her whole about. This is a terrible website. This is it. This is the entire website. Is she that arrogant to think that nobody wants to know what her issues are, or this is awful. All right, well, I guess that's enough of Amy Klobuchar. Next, we have Royce White. Let's see. Born in Minneapolis, he took classes at University of Minnesota and Iowa State University. Played basketball his sophomore year at Iowa State. Left school to enter the NBA draft. Played for Houston Rockets, Sacramento Kings, London Lightning, yada, yada, yada. I don't care about basketball. In additional sports career, he worked as a radio host. All right, now he's talking my language here as the radio host thing. What I always wanted to do. All right. Let's see. Join us. All right, Royce White, father and patriot, ready to fight for the free people of America, born and raised working class. In the Twin Cities, currently I'm a pro athlete in both basketball and mixed martial arts. Fought against the NBA to create mental health policy. Community finds a center of a culture war amongst many other forms of warfare, including spiritual, psychological, and economic. Many communities in crisis. We need leaders who will not sell out and going to represent Michigan, yada, yada, yada. Right now, we face an enemy that intends to bastardize our citizenship through an idea called globalism. We must understand how global affects the local and take a stand for God, family, and country. Wow. All right. That's one of the stronger phrasings I have heard. Yeah, it might be for Klobuchar to have all of her other social media junk, but if you can't find it on the campaign web page, I'm not even gonna bother. Alex Jones, Royce stood up for everybody and against tyranny. Now there you go. He's been endorsed by Alex Jones. Let's see. All right, let's do issues. Life of determination. Rondo community in St. Paul. Playing basketball, staying close to home. Still more basketball. Championships in Canada, Big 3 basketball. Yeah, Medrick, he does actually sound like a bit of a winner. It's kind of refreshing, honestly. There was a candidate from... It was in towards the end of the second primer that sounded actually pretty good, and I'm like, yeah, all right. There's some like really good candidates. There's also a lot of crap candidates. Let's see. Talks about free the Uyghurs, so that kind of an anti-China position. Right. And let's see. Let's take a look at his issues. Let's see. Small government, pro-life, and pro-Second Amendment. Term limits, election integrity, American manufacturing, energy, no taxes. All right, that I got to check out. Taxes in our country are out of control. I want to cut taxes for as many Americans as possible, from as many places as possible. Not only taxes become exorbitant, but also a way to justify continued expansion of government itself. Led to the problems that's the administrative state. True. Public safety, economy, globalism, Chinese Communist Party, immigration, citizenship, mandates, censorship, mental health, and education. I believe the decisions which govern life and death made by individual human persons, and I believe that choices follow one's faith in God, is at least of equal value following the advice of one doctor. We are a free people, and we will not forget the globalist COVID power grab and attempt to snatch away from freedom. To elect me as senator, it will be part of to hold those responsible for the deceit. Again, YouTube, this is the words of hopefully future Senator Royce White. All right. Let's see. Oh, he's got a shop. Let's go find out how cringe it is. Godspeed shirts. Okay. That's actually kind of cool. Not for $61 for a hoodie, but Godspeed coffee mugs. All right. That was Royce White for Minnesota. Gotta say, surprisingly good candidate. Also for Minnesota, the Independence Alliance Party of Minnesota, Joyce Lacey. All right. Joyce was born in Alexandria, Minnesota. Earned degrees from Minnesota State Community and Technical College at Fergus Falls, University of Michigan at Morris, Lutheran Seminary. Career experience reporter with KBFR. Assistant to executive producer's TV show. Author, vice president of outreach for the Navy League of the United States. And, okay. So, lots of other community involvement. And her profession is broadcaster. You know, it's never too late for Razorfist to come up with his own variation on the Godspeed. Actually, I'd probably buy that. All right. So this is Joyce Lacey. People need to learn how to use a damn camera. All right. Independence Alliance Party. All right. Experience. My career's been marked by a passion for service and a diverse range of experiences. As a reporter, I covered sports and shared stories with listeners as a radio reporter and personality on KBFR. Community service officer, commitment to education, Wall Street Journal, USA Today, best-selling author, able to reach, yada, yada, yada. Let's see, then over 40 years, I've been devoted to organizations like Susan B. or G. Komen, breast cancer, American Cancer Society, multiple sclerosis, yada, yada, yada. She is Queen of the Snows, apparently. Okay. And nothing really interesting there. Okay. Joyce Lacey on the issues. We're called to be a voice for those have voices been silenced. Advocating marginalized voices, promoting justice, security for all individuals, systemic change, acknowledge past sacrifices, marginalized communities, yada, yada, yada. Guardianship, conservatorship reform, Social Security and Medicare reform, veterans issues, inflation in the economy, national debt, campaign finance and election reform initiatives, term limits, stabilizing the present affordable housing, homelessness, human trafficking. Oh, that's actually an interesting statement. Ending human trafficking in all its forms and securing our borders to stop illegal immigration contributing to it. At least she understands that. Interesting. All right. So that is Joyce Lacey on more Minnesota politics. Who's next? Finally, the Libertarian. Rebecca White. Yeah, Whiting. For some reason I read that as Whitling. Rebecca Whiting served in the U.S. Army from 2004 to 2007 and is a small business owner. Well, I mean, at least it's not a close-up of her face, so I'll give her credit there. No one is listening to the working class. Okay, all right. All right, what she stands for. No more wars, no more entangling alliances, bring troops home, adopt policy of non-intervention. The VA system is a failed system, privatize the VA. Allow the free market to give veterans best access to care, yada, yada, yada. I mean, good policy, but yeah, 3 years as a woman. In the Fed, deregulate, taxation is theft, take your stance off working class, put an end to modern fascism. Corporatism is using politicians to enact regulations to keep small businesses from prospering. Let's see. My name is Rebecca Whiting. A Christian, a wife, a mom to a large family in Bemidji, Minnesota, on a farm. Homeschooling mom, small business owner, involved with farmers markets most of my adult life. Combat vet, 2 tours in Iraq as a medic. Okay. Was in Ramadi for the Battle of Fallujah. Okay, let's see. Watched fellow soldiers killed in war. We should have never fought. Suicide rates of soldiers. Yep, that's pretty bad. And yeah, I'm running for Senate. It's time to send those who would enslave us to a failed system to be created to give them a message. The people are free and we're going to take back our future. I mean, fair, but again, another very thin website, which fair enough, but it's like have a little bit more. All right, I believe that knocks us out of Minnesota, and that takes us to the state of Missouri. So we start with Josh Hawley, the incumbent. So, yep, he had a upstart win against Claire McCaskill, the old hag. Prior to the Senate, he was an attorney general from Missouri, litigated 2 cases at the Supreme Court, which was Burwell versus Hobby Lobby. And let's see. Was a potential Supreme Court nominee. Yes, Missouri. Let's see. Graduated with honors from Stanford, attended Yale, member of the Federalist Society, Yale Law Journal editor, received his degree, clerkship at the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, and then the Supreme Court of the United States. And let's see. Author of Theodore Roosevelt, Preacher of Righteousness. Lives in central Missouri with his wife Erin, a national appellate lawyer. All right, there are lots of lawyers there. Probably met at Yale. Let's take a look at Hawley. Okay, they only mentioned his 2 sons in the... Oh, go away. Thing, and they're either the daughter doesn't exist or or suddenly she's another son. I don't know. Let's see. Raised in Lexington, Missouri, serves as state senator. Senator Hawley has earned a reputation for taking on big and powerful to protect Missouri, working families, stood against anyone, yada, yada, yada. Constitutional religious liberty, senator, attorney general, protecting the rights of churches. Okay, let's get to the proper about. Oh, that was it. And lots of tweets that... No. All right. I guess he doesn't have an issues thing because why would you want to be able to show your policy issues to people that want to vote for you? Why would you want to do that? All right, so let's take a look at the store page and see how cringe this could be. Okay, so he's kind of going with the old 1950s I like Ike symbology. Big tech sucks. I mean, delete your TikTok. Fair. Not the word. Oh my. All right, let's see. I honestly wonder why people would get things beyond bumper stickers, yard signs, and maybe pins. I don't know. I mean, if you can ham up your Senate campaign, wouldn't you, Callum? Yeah, exactly, Measure. Policies, not communist, doesn't want you to starve to death, wins election. It doesn't take much some days. All right. So, also from Missouri is Jared Young. And let's see. Earned a bachelor's degree from Brigham Young. Law degree from Harvard. All right, well, let's see what old independent Jared Young is about. People over parties. See, that's more of a Nick Cage hamming it up look than the others. Let's see. Independent on... Hi, I'm Jared, not the subway guy. Independent on the ballot. Yada, yada, yada. All right. Go away. Ugh. This website design. It bites. All right. Grew up as a second child in a family of 5. We lived in several states, including Pennsylvania, Texas, Utah, and California. Yeah, various experiences with people. He married Christine. Good for him. Wow, that's a lot of kids. Good for him. 6 of them, apparently. Missouri to D.C. in 2015. Yeah, okay. Active volunteer in the community, Boys and Girls Club, various positions, church. Challenges with poverty. Early 20s, spent as much time as I could learning about both the country and the rest of the world. First-hand look at how our cities and states actually operate. Lived in Europe and the Middle East. Gave him a deep love for diverse cultures. And increased my appreciation for the exceptionalism in the United States. Bachelor's degree in Middle East Studies and Arabic from BYU. Let's see. Business in Joplin. Okay. All right. His issues: national unity, national debt, free speech, constitution, election integrity, welfare, abortion, public safety, environment, gun rights, transgender issues, national security, immigration, government regulation, and democratic reforms. I'm fully on board. It's like diverse cultures, the New York of things. All right. He's a gun owner. I believe the right to bear arms is an important constitutional right. Protects the citizen. Yada, yada, yada. However, one should be open to considering policy changes that will keep guns out of the hands of the mentally ill or criminally inclined. We should also be willing to examine aspects of our society that may be contributing to a culture of violence. Video games, music, TV shows, and movies. We need a secure border, and we need more legal immigration. All right. Let's take a look at integrity and voting laws. Let's see. Durable democracy. Critical that voters have trust in fairness and integrity of our elections. I reject the belief that the 2020 election was stolen. I support measures such as voter ID laws that will give voters confidence. However, those integrity measures should be combined with other policies to ensure all eligible voters who want to vote to do so without undue hardship. I support early voting, mail-in ballots, and all of those policies carefully crafted to prevent abuse and fraud. I also support measures that would proactively help citizens acquire IDs and ensure that people don't have to wait in long lines to cast ballots. All right, here we go. Many current democratic systems and processes designed in such a way that encourages our politicians to cater to voters with the most extreme views. I support systemic reforms that will change the incentives so that politicians are forced to listen to and accommodate the views of moderate voters. This includes open primaries, independent redistricting communities, ranked choice voting, campaign finance reform. I also support term limits for members of Congress. So, yeah, that's Jared Young. Oh, and he's got a store. Let's go check out the cringe. That's very orange. Very, very orange. Administered by Blue Cotton. Okay. In Bowling Green. Whoa, what on earth? administered by Blue Cotton, 250 Mitch McConnell Way, Bowling Green, Kentucky. All right, chat. Does anything seem odd about that? Because most of these stores have always been basically run by the campaigns and all that. This is the first one I've ever seen that's administered by an out-of-state organization. I mean, it just raises a red flag for me, I guess is where I'm going. All right. Let's see. Lucas Kuntz, Democrat. He was born in Missouri, went into the Marine Corps from 2007 to 2020. So he wants you to thank him for his cervix. And that's all the information we've got on the boilerplate stuff. Let's take a look at old Lucas Kuntz. Help Lucas fight back. 13-year... All right. Endorsed by labor? At least it's not Keir Starmer. All right. Meet Lucas. I grew up in a working-class neighborhood in Jeff City. Like so many Americans, my parents lived paycheck to paycheck. So when my little sister was born with a heart condition, they almost bankrupted us at the medical bills. But we weren't alone. Valedictorian at Jefferson City High. Got a Pell Grant. Went to run for Yale. Yep. He was a major in the Marine Corps. 13 years of active duty, learned firsthand. Doing the right thing when you're thousands of miles from home, believing in a mission bigger than yourself, and never forgetting the community you signed up to serve. Sunni Triangle, Fallujah, Himadi, yada, yada, yada. Okay. A lot of stuff about his time in the Corps. NATO doctrine stuff. Let's see. Came back from Iraq. First house I ever lived in was bulldozed. It's now an empty lot. It's fine. I joined the American Economic Liberties Project, the nation's leading nonprofit fight against monopoly power in our economy and our democracy. From big tech to agribusiness. Oh, right there. Right there. That's what you need to see is the fist in the air. That's yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's Holly, but they're like, yeah, he got him riled up. It's like, dude. Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. This is just... Yes, I know it's pronounced Kuntz. It could be pronounced something else, but it's YouTube. Alright. Yeah, that was just way too much, just boilerplate about Oh, off with your endorsements. All right, so I don't really see any, like, he talks about some of this in this big, long-winded, Connorish boilerplate crap, but it doesn't do the bullet point stuff, which makes things useful. So let's take a look at his shop. And yeah, he's playing on the Marine Corps. Oh boy. There you go. You got the Pride logo from Lucas Kuntz. See, this is interesting because this is something we saw with Michigan. Is this make stuff in America mentality, which for a long time they were okay with offshoring. All right, so that ends with Lucas Kuntz. And now for the Green Party candidate in Missouri. Born in Kansas City, undergraduate degree in Kansas City Art Institute, the University of Missouri, Penn Valley Community College. Includes working as an executive assistant director at the City Planning and Development of the City of Kansas City, Missouri. And hospitality manager, bars, and yada yada yada. So he's professional administrative assistant. All right. So let's take a look at Nathan Klein's website. Well, it's a thing. It's a thing. Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. Green Party since 96 with Ralph Nader, so he's... Yeah. Avid student of history, political science, economics, philosophy. Nathan tries to breed... Hi, I speak the English well. Tries to bridge the gap between theory and practice to achieve sustainable, just, and peaceful society. So, all right. Raising taxes on the extremely wealthy. Reversing years of growing economic inequality. Stopping endless wars. Investing in public education. Providing public health care for all so we can all become state property. About us. It's just the whole Green Party. It's not even about him per se. Which, fair enough, but... Yeah, that's just... Let's see. All right. I'm going to. I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to give praise to the Green Party here because they're running state offices. They're going for the governorship, Secretary of State, Treasurer, state house offices. That's a hell of a lot better than the Libertarians are doing. So props to them. All right. And we've got the Libertarian. And because it's Libertarians, they're going to Libertarian. And yeah, W.C. Young, he's running. That's all. He's running. Yeah. What more can I say? All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with, well, I think our last two states. Or actually, no, it's going to be the last state, Montana. So, be back in a minute.
I campaign on only love, but the only one that I have ever known. To the White House is where it goes. It's home to me, and I campaign alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of electoral dreams, where the city sleeps, and I'm the only one, and I campaign alone. 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 My phone is the only one that walks beside me. A shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish I needed a out that will support me till then. I campaign alone. Campaigning down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind. On the borderline of America, I'm where the Democrats take me, read between the lines. What's fucked up and everything's alright. Check my vital signs to know I'm still alive, and you missed, bitch. I campaign alone. I campaign alone.
All right, we're back from the break. So, we are moving on to Montana, big sky country. So, the first is incumbent John Tester, Democrat. And let's see. First election in 2006, less than 1% of the vote. Let's see. Prior to his election to Senate, Tester was a member of the state Senate. So, my guess is lifelong politician. Let's see. Born in Montana near Big Sandy. Same land as his grandfather's homestead in 1916. Graduated from Great Falls, University of Great Falls with music. Worked 2 years as music teacher. Returned to the family farm and custom butcher shop. All right. And his profession is listed as farmer. All right. John Tester wants me to join his team. Exciting, ain't it? All right. Let's learn more. John Tester, third-generation Montana dirt farmer who brings Montana values with him to the Senate. Whether John is on the farm, traveling the state to meet with Montanans, or on the job, we can count on him to defend Montana and fight for folks who understand a hard day's work. All right, Chateau County. History of defending Montana. An actual on-the-farm picture. Congratulations. Let's see. With his trademark flat-top haircut, $12 plus tip, John Tester's always been a Montanan. All right. Let's look at his issues. Indian country. Senate Indian Affairs Committee since 2007. John has been a leading voice for Indian country in Congress. He's relentlessly held the government accountable for its trust and treaty responsibility to tribes. Honored the nation-to-nation relationship which related between them. I will give credit to the fact that he's actually referring to it as Indian country, and tribal, rather than going down this, oh, Native American, ooh, like you're making them sound like some alien species. Veterans, affordable housing, protecting public lands, infrastructure, young Montanans, rural America, reproductive freedom, seniors, national security, affordable health care, alphabet Montanans, taking on China, border security, farmers and ranchers, law enforcement, and education. Local accomplishments, Gallatin County, Missoula, so various counties out there. All right, let's grab, since that's a big thing. Let's see. Last best place wouldn't be the without Montana's hardworking women. Defending all Montanans means advocating for women and bringing their voices back to D.C. like they're not already there. Taking on China. China's significant threat to our national security. Role subcommittee for Homeland Security. Yada, yada, yada. So, not a whole lot there that is, it doesn't sound like standard Democrat required boilerplate stuff. All right, well, let's take a look at John Tester's store. Oh, we have cringe. We have cringe. Wow. Wow. We have a Tots for Tester. We have John Tester for Senate hand-drawn mugs that they're selling for $18 a piece. Stop Invasive Sheehy's bumper sticker. It's just... Oh, Big Sky Country is big guy country. What is he supposed to have lost some fingers? I am unsure about this. Public Lands T-shirt, pins. And these posters that are kind of reminiscent of some of the absolutely gorgeous national park posters. But yeah, why are you bastardizing these things, John Tester? All right, I've got to see hands in pockets. Uh-huh. He might actually be missing fingers. So, I mean, fair enough. All right. My curiosity is really, really up. All right, well, I'm not going to find out because they don't have enough pictures, but it may be possible that John Tester is missing 3 fingers on one of his hands. Curious. All right. Tim Sheehy served as in the U.S. Navy, rank of a Navy SEAL officer and team leader. Experienced working as a CEO of Bridger Aerospace, and he's an active firefighting pilot. All right. Now, this could be interesting. Yes, Bezic, he was definitely, shall we say, going to the YMCA. All right. Tim Sheehy with 4 kids. All right, that's nice. Let's meet Tim. Father, husband, combat veteran, and patriot, as well as an entrepreneur. Several deployments as a SEAL team officer and team leader, going to Iraq, Afghanistan, South America, Pacific. Dozen engagements. Bronze Star with a V device. All right, that's no small thing. Let's see. Talks about his time in the teams. Here we go. Let's see. After being wounded in combat, Tim and Carmen left the military, chose to make the Montana farm their place to raise a family. Teach their 4 children to ranch on a 2,000-acre cattle ranch. Can he adopt me? Let's see. Founded Bridger Aerospace in his barn with all his savings for an all-veteran team. And a sister company, Ascent Vision Technology. Took it public. That's a mistake. Creating 200 jobs, traded companies, yada, yada, yada. Completed hundreds of firefighting missions with the CL. Okay, I'm not familiar with that particular model. But fire bombers are really cool. Actually stopped at a museum in Wyoming about fire bombers. Created hundreds of jobs. Good man. Donated over $6 million to charities across the state. Building libraries, playgrounds for underserved communities. Problem solver. Works tirelessly. Yada, yada, yada. Strong conservative. Best days are ahead. Trust enormous capacity of America's innovation engine and ability to do good things. All right. Well, that's a better bio than his competition had, that's for sure. Granted, it's lots of boilerplate stuff. And let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, thank goodness. I much prefer having something where they actually give you little blurbs. Public lands, economy and energy, border security, gun rights, fiscal responsibility, supporting Montana agriculture, stand in full support of Montana farmers and ranchers, and know firsthand the challenges we face, consolidation of corporate agriculture, as well as the introduction of foreign, probably investors, entities in the American food system. Veterans, healthcare, life, proudly pro-life, life Carmen couldn't imagine life without their children, Social Security, education, national security, forest management. For a military service, yada, yada, yada. All right. Have a unique perspective of what the federal government is failing to address when it comes to tackling wildfires. They need to let Montana start managing our federal lands. Need to stand strong against radical environmentalists who are suing and shutting down timber projects with frivolous litigation. If we can responsibly manage our forests, we can timber harvest, create high-paying jobs, and reduce the threat of wildfires. Big thing. That's a huge thing, actually. That's something that's very uncomfortable for a lot of people to talk about. All right. Let's take a look at his shop. Sheehy for Montana, American warrior with what looks like a Maserati symbol. Sheehy. All right. None of it is super cringe. Morning primed. Welcome to the party, pal. So that's the Sheehy store. And I'm just going to check. Yep. They have a connection with something other than the store. The storefront's this Win Red thing, but it's not that weird, creepy thing with Mitch McConnell Highway in another state. So, anyway. All right, so that's the Sheehy store, and that's Tim Sheehy from Montana. Now we have Robert Barb of Montana. And, yeah, really big bits of information here, too. Oh my. Robert Barb of the Green Party. My commitment to peace, justice, and human rights. Pallywood deserves a two-state solution. Ceasefire now. My commitment to decriminalize cannabis. My commitment to the environment. Green Party opponent is a pawn for John Tester. But they won the primary. Wow. Yes, a very, very thin candidate's webpage. Not the thinnest we've seen. But, yeah. Very, very, very typical left-wing kind of politician. All right. So, now we've got Libertarian Party candidate Sid Dowd. Yeah. He was born in Great Falls, Minnesota. Served the Army from 85 to 99. Consultant in information technologies is his career. Oh. Yes, Bobcat, I am alive twice in a day. And let's see. Primed funny story. Had to visit the Boo Hurt Club for a piece in a state paper. Felt good. Started to think and worry about things. Worried myself into a migraine, so I stayed home yesterday. Oh, that sucks. Yep. I'm in 2 streams in one day. What can I say? I was feeling ambitious. All right. It's a Libertarian candidate, Sid Dowd. All right. Twice elected Kalispell City Councilman, Army non-commissioned officer veteran. Okay, well, let's look at your bio, Sid. Can I also say, for some reason, jackets like that, while it's a very American Western thing, always seems weird. All right, Montanan with a rich family history representing 2 American dreams. On my mother's side, the early settlers of territorial Montana, and on my father's, that of Armenian immigrants. Interesting. Born and raised in Great Falls, proud of his country, served the Army for 13 years, married his high school sweetheart, and raised 3 great kids. Good for him. Let's see. Went to Flathead Valley. Really cool place. If you're ever in the United States and you've never been to the Flathead Valley, which is west of Glacier National Park, do so. It is amazing. Great fishing, good peaches. No, good cherries. Very good cherries. And anyway, let's see. Settled our family in Flathead Valley. Opportunity to enjoy the outdoors. Yada, yada, yada. Volunteered with outstanding organizations. Kalispell Council, Cancer Support Community. Habitat Against Humanity. interested in local politics. U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights form the core of my principles. Considered pass-through free market. Okay. Troubled by the rise of pointless infighting and corruption found in politics and government. That's human nature, dude. That's human nature. All right. All right. And let's see. That green website. Yeah. Yeah, man. He's fighting for the USA or Palestine, man. The herbal fog of war. Holy shit, Measure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to remember that one. Let's see. Platform and planks. Inflation and national debt. Unconstitutional wars. Voice of reason. His family. Gibbs money. Oh, he's got merch too. Holy shit. $20 for a yard sign. All right. I mean, not exactly crushing or major. But yeah, there we go. That is another 6 states. So, wow, that's the conclusion for this part of the Senate primer. Kind of a wild ride in parts, especially for Michigan and Minnesota. There's some very, very special candidates from there. So before I go off air, any last thoughts from the comment section? Anybody that jumps out at you as far as candidate or whether it's a good candidate or a cringeidate? Hey, Shade Master, you're right in time for the wrapping up part. So yeah, Measure. Definitely some interesting caricatures. I would say through all the primers, if anybody wanted to go through and try to get a deeper dive on any specific candidate for shits and giggles, I'm all for that. So, yeah. Oh, Shade Master, I would say go back and watch the Michigan candidates. That is a wild ride. And Measure, hope the MMA basketball dude wins. Yeah, Royce White. I will definitely give my endorsement for whatever it's worth. And yeah, photography. Yeah. Honestly, all it would take is going and like setting a timer on your phone to take a proper selfie, and that's all you need. Yeah. So, yep. All right. Well, that's going to be all for me. I'm going to pop out with one of my outro songs. I hope everybody is going to have a good day or evening, I guess. Thanks to Bezic, Measure, Timmy Bobinson, Callum, Primed, Bobcat and Shademaster for popping in. It's been a wild ride in a lot of ways, but that's part of the fun of doing these primers, because you get to see some really batshit candidates that actually got on a ballot somewhere. All right, everybody, I'll catch you later, and Bleach out.
Standing in the rain with his head held high, couldn't get a balance. It was an ID check show, but the wrong crowd. He could picture the scene, put his ear to the wall, didn't like the distant scream. He heard one vote, just blew him away. He saw stars in his eyes, and the very next day, bought a box of ballots in a second-hand hall. Didn't know how to sign it, but he knew for sure. One vote felt good in his hands. Didn't take long to understand. Just one vote, slow way down low, was a one-way ticket, only one way to go. So he started voting. Ain't never gonna stop. Gotta keep on voting. Someday gonna make it to the top and be a ballot box hero. Got stars in his eyes. He's a